Welcome to Vital Talk, webinars on technology presented by vitaltech, joined by founder of vitaltech, Sean Vitale. I'm Scott Rude. I'm the novice. He's the expert. Our topic today, cybersecurity. Something very interesting to people that are in the know and just don't want to get hacked as well. So let's get right into it. Sean, how do most people get hacked?
Yeah, thanks, Scott. It's very interesting, actually, the topic itself, and we'll try and go through this as quick as possible just to make the time efficient for everybody here. We did a podcast on this, and I think we rambled for about a half hour. So if, maybe we'll provide a link or whatever to that and kind of reference that in this, and people can go to that for more information. But for purposes of this discussion, I promise I'll try and be quick. So most people are hacked nowadays. I'd say 90% of them, and that's not just me throwing a number out there. That's through, we have a couple security partners, obviously go to seminars and webinars. 90% of them come through email. That's just a fact. It's a lot easier to get people to click on a link or download something which launches a script in the background than it is to actually hack into, get through the firewall, get access to the environment, and break through there.
And the main methods, obviously, we have the three leading ones right there.
Yeah, so in the emails, there's a couple different ways that they do it, and I actually have a pretty good example here I can show you guys. So if you look at this email itself, this for the most part looks legit, right? You have a subject line here. You have the Microsoft logo. You have some verbiage. Same thing down here. You have your monthly password renewal. Your password's expired. It's got the logo. It's from the 365 team. So this looks 100% legit. But if you look at it a little closer, you'll see it actually says from the Microsoft team. In the sender, you can even see up at the top here. This one looks even a little bit more deceiving. But if you look at the actual emails, you'll notice a couple things. This CYH11241 at LEU. I don't even know what that is.
Not a Microsoft account.
Definitely not a Microsoft account. This one is a Microsoft account, kind of looks like one at least. MSNcenter.us, also not a Microsoft account. So these are just a couple of examples of, for especially people that use 365, how these viruses are initiated, and people click on them and basically give up their credentials.
From that, once one is hacked, what's happening to your stuff, whether you're a person or a company?
Yeah, so a couple of things. I'll pull up another drawing just to kind of walk through exactly what happens. But for the most part, they're just trying to get your credentials to either get you to get another employee to impersonate you, really, to get another employee to buy something, to get you to click on a link or open an attachment, which opens up a script. And then that script can, kind of hold your data hostage through the form of encryption. And then eventually they can get money. So in the impersonation attempt, they try and get you to, click a link to send money or buy some Amazon gift cards, or they have you click something and it launches a script in the background. And I'll kind of walk through that one for purposes of this discussion today. So typical IT environment here, you can see we got all the computers on the left and the servers on the right. And let's just start with this computer has access to the HR file server. It obviously has access to the email server, and the computer right beneath it also has access to the email server and the HR server, but also has access to the database server. So what happens is this computer here really is the one that contracts the virus. They click that link, they download something unknowingly. It kind of launches in the background. Therefore, it affects the HR server. It affects the email server, and those are really the only two servers it has access to. However, the computer below also has access to the HR server and the email server, so it becomes infected. And now, as you can see, it starts, trickling off the database server. You can really see what kind of happens here. So that's kind of the initial start of the virus and how kind of things spread. What we do to fix it is really it's kind of like the way humans get viruses. You have to kind of dig in a little bit and see where the virus started from, where it initiated from, and you have to kind of go through a quarantine and remediation process, really. So we'll start by looking at this top computer. We'll look at a console, basically, and any IT environment should have a proper antivirus solution with a console that kind of tells you which computers are infected or whatnot, and they report to it. But you start there at the console, you see which computer has the most hits on it for viruses, you call the person, you kind of interview them. Hey, did you click something? and hopefully they kind of admit it or not. You go through that sort of initial process and identify just where it originated from. And from there, you start jumping on the servers and you see which servers are infected. So in this case, 3 out of the 4 servers in this environment are totally affected. Most likely some of the other computers in the environment also have access to that. And then you have to go through and start cleaning those servers. You have to start cleaning those computers up. That's really the first initial step of that, other than, of course, communicating to the client and kind of letting everybody know that there's a virus, kicking everyone out. Really, that's the first step, is kick everyone out, kind of put everybody on hold and hey, just let them know that there's something wrong with the environment. And then you get your arms around it, you start cleaning it. And from there, you really have 2 options. The first option is you can pay whoever encrypted these servers, right? Their ransom money, because you get an email and a link that pops up. Oops, sorry, this server here. And you basically just say, you get a link that pops up and someone's demanding some form of Bitcoin so that you can unencrypt the servers or decrypt the servers, which we don't recommend because you're just contributing to these malicious people and kind of enabling them to continue doing this. What we do is we typically just restore from backup and go through basically, while we're cleaning all the computers, sort of cleaning the network, if you will, we go through the process of identifying which files are encrypted and then restoring them from the night's backup. Couple things there, really. So I'll just kind of touch on this briefly, but you need a couple different backup solutions in order to do that, or at least it's recommended to have a local backup solution and an online backup solution. The purpose of the local is it's local. It's going to restore a hell of a lot faster than if you download something off of the internet. So just from a time sake and keeping, getting production back up and running, you kind of want to do that. It also provides some belts and suspenders having the online backup solution, because if the local backup failed, you want to have that secondary backup that you can restore files to as well. Once going through all of that, you clean the computers, you clean the viruses out, you start restoring all the data from whatever date that the virus didn't exist. The environment kind of just goes back to itself, and it sort of cleans up and you go back to where you started, and you're in a good place.
Hopefully all of it's retrieved. But to prevent this altogether, whether you're a person or you're running a company, what are the keys to prevent being hacked?
Yeah, so a couple things there that we kind of talked about, right? The first is email. How did the email get in? And the way to really prevent that, I think my personal opinion, is user awareness. There's a bunch of different methods for doing this. Just make your users aware that, there's viruses out there, there's phishing campaigns out there, there's malicious people out there that are really just trying to get access to your account or get you to click or do something so that they can infect your environment. You can also use what's called advanced threat protection, so ATP. It's kind of an advanced email spam filtering, if you will, that identifies those phishing emails better and prevents them from coming into your environment. And there's also other methods within that, or technology within those solutions, to even prevent users from clicking or anything from launching. Obviously, when someone does click something, so for the example of when your data is encrypted, there's AI-based antivirus solutions out there, which is different than definition-based antivirus solutions out there, where the AI-based sort of look at the behaviors of the computers. They don't need a definition to determine if it's a virus or not. They just literally look at the behavior, and if the behavior, if it notices abnormal behavior, it blocks the virus from starting altogether.
Wonderful stuff. Sean, thank you very much. If you're interested, as Sean alluded to a more expansive explanation on cybersecurity, be sure to go to vitaltechsolutions.com, where we have our podcast, and our July 2019 newsletter is focused on cybersecurity. We feel as if this is a great opportunity for you to be more aware of what's out there and prevent being hacked. For Sean, I'm Scott. Thank you for checking in with us on Vital Talk.
Thanks for having me.